250 years.
A long road for a nation, and we're still walking it together. And 250 candles burning in the dark since a spark in Philadelphia lit a rebel heart. Farmers took a musket, said we'll stand or fall, a fragile little promise written for us all. From frozen lines at Valley Forge to a brand new flag unfurled, a dream began to whisper to a watching world. 250 years of freedom in the wind, through the fire and the doubt we rise again. Every scar tells a story of the price we paid for the right to stand proud and unafraid. Through the storms, through the tears, through the fight to stay strong, we kept the light burning all along, and the world still sees that shining frontier. 250 years. There were days when the country nearly tore apart, brother against brother with a shattered heart. Fields turned into battlefields, hope hanging by a thread, praying that the Union wasn't already dead. But the better angels whispered through the pain, and we stitched a broken promise back again. 250 years of freedom in the wind, through the fire and the doubt we rise again. Every scar tells a story of the price we paid for the right to stand proud and unafraid. Through the storms, through the tears, through the fight to stay strong, we kept the light burning all along, and the world still sees that shining frontier. 250 years. From the beaches of Normandy to a rocket in the sky, from a march across a bridge to one small step nearby, every generation writes another line in the story of a dream that still survives. 250 years and the flag still flies, carried by the brave who gave their lives for the hope that every soul can stand up free in the land of possibility. Through the storms, through the tears, through the fight to stay strong, we kept the light burning all along, and the world still sees that shining frontier. 250 years of freedom here. 250 years. And the story's still being written.
And welcome everyone to Veterans Memorial Park in Little Falls, New York on a perfect evening tonight. It's about 74 degrees, partly cloudy. Kids are running off the field after the national anthem. This is Dave Warner. I'm filling in for Pete. He's somewhere in the Ricas. We're not sure which one, but maybe New York tonight, but then he's headed out. And we're getting ready to get this game going. Lineup for the DiamondDawgs. Center field is Eric Diaz. Right field is going to be Jake Hardy. Shortstop is Byron Arias. First base is Connor Scanlon. The designated hitter is Joe Crenshaw. Second base, Nolan Colby. Left field, Kyle Coleman. Third base, Roberto Valdez. Catcher, Jaden Santiago. And on the mound tonight, number 10, Nolan Gillis. And the kids are bringing the ball out there to get the game started. There's 3 of them this time. All courtesy of the UPS store here in Little Falls. He's got the game ball, ready to do his warm-ups. For the Utica Blue Sox, they're 4-8 on the season right now. The DiamondDawgs are 9-5. They're in third place, but they're only one back of Amsterdam and Saugerties. So it's a real tight race at the top up there. Starting off at shortstop for the Blue Sox is Michael Flashnor. Second base is Caden Frey. Extra hitter is Jack Sweeney. Catcher is Ian Wirtz. Center field is Connor Jones. Left field is Robbie Carvelli. The designated hitter is Anthony Piratano. Third base is Bowden Verisler. First base is Justin Levine. Right field is Christian Cerrone. And pitching is Austin Rhodes. Gillis is still warming up a little bit. He's got a couple more pitches to go. We'll have the throw down to second base, and we'll be ready to start this game. Here's a throw down to second base, and we're getting ready to go here. Number 5, shortstop Michael Flashnor is stepping up to the plate. Left-handed batter for the Blue Sox. Gives the ref a shake there. And we're ready to go. Gillis is ready on the mound. Looks in. First pitch. Inside and low for ball 1. Gillis gets a sign. And the pitch. High and away for ball 2. 2-0 on Flashnor. Nobody on, nobody out. That one's a little high, but it almost found the strike zone. Batter's looking back. Counts 3-0. Nobody out. And that's ball 4. 4 straight pitches, ball 4, and Flashnor is on with a walk.
Stepping in for Utica, second baseman number 14 from Purdue University, Caden Fry.
Coming up to the plate is Caden Fry, number 14 for the Blue Sox, with a runner on first base and nobody out. Here's the pitch. That one's called a strike. First strike of the game for Gillis. Takes a look over at first base. Short lead on the runner. Here's the second pitch. Ground ball hit to the second baseman. He's got it. Throw to first. Not. A little bit off. Runners are going to second and third. Ball hopped in front of the first baseman. He couldn't put a glove on it. And the runners advanced to second and third.
From Rutgers University, Jack Sweeney.
Coming to the plate is number 17, Sweeney. Nobody out. Runners on second and third. Gillis wants a new ball. Sweeney's a right-handed batter. He's waiting on the pitch from Gillis. Good leads by the runners on second and third. Ball's high for ball 1. Runners aren't being held on. Third baseman's in a little bit. Expecting a bunt. Well, he's saying it hit him. So Sweeney was hit by a pitch. And he's going to go to first base. Bases are loaded now, nobody out.
Ian Wirtz.
Number 61, Ian Wirtz, is coming to the plate with the bases loaded, nobody out. Gillis is ready to go. Nobody holding the runners. Here's his first pitch. Called a strike, outside and low on the outside corner of the plate for strike one. Oh, 1 on Wirtz. Gillis ready to deliver. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, fouled back for strike two. Gillis could really use a strikeout here. That'd set up a double play for the next batter, and they could get away with nothing scored here. So here's the pitch. Little bit outside, called ball one. Counts 1-2. He was trying to catch that corner with that one. Almost got it. Gillis pitches. A little high. Count goes to 2-2. Gillis doesn't want to lose this guy for sure. Here's the pitch. That's called strike three. He got the man he wanted. So bases are loaded, one out. Top of the first inning.
George Washington University.
Blue Sox are threatening early on. Let's see if Gillis can get us out of this one. At the plate is Connor Jones, number 1. Gillis delivers. Called strike one. He's starting to find his zone right now. I think Jones wanted to make sure he was still on his game here. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. He scoops it up, throws to second, over to first. Nope. He held it. Wasn't going to be in time anyway. Got the force out at second base.
Please report to the area behind the first base dugout.
1 run scores.
Left fielder number 62 from Lehigh University, Robbie Carvelli.
So Robbie Carvelli comes to the plate. We've got runners on first and third. We've got 2 outs. 1 run scored for the Blue Sox. Runners being held on first base. He goes down to second base. Throw is late. He's in. Runner comes home in the meantime. So the runner advances to second base. Runner on third comes home and scores. It puts the Blue Sox up 2-0. Counts 1-0. Ball's outside for ball 2. Carvelli steps in. Weighing on the pitch. Nobody's holding the runner at second base. He's got a pretty decent lead. Here's the pitch. Way outside for ball 3. Gillis is searching for the plate right now. 3-0 count to Carvelli. Here's the pitch. Pushes him back for ball 4. He's on first base. Blue Sox have runners on first and second base, And Anthony Peritano coming to the plate, number 2. Gillis looks in. Runner on second base, stands it around. Here's the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. For strike 1 to Peritano. Gillis looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, foul ball. Caught just a bit of that pitch. Fouled it back for strike 2. 0-2 on Peritano. Runners on first and second for the Blue Sox. They're ahead 2-0 in the top of the first. Called strike on the outside corner, and that retires the side. I'm catching crap from the booth here. Sorry. Should I be more excited? I'm sorry, you know. I'll get into it, Chris. Chris is giving me a hard time. We're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back in a minute.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
Everyone, we're back from the Garrity Pools commercial. Blue Sox are out there shaking hands on the mound, having a good time. Coming to the plate, it's number 14, Eric Diaz for the DiamondDawgs. He's ready to go. Eric's playing center field for the Dogs. He steps in. He's a left-handed batter, waiting for the pitch. And he swings hard, hits that one between center and right field. Center field is over at the fence and makes the catch. Another 3-4 feet, and that would have been a home run for Diaz. And the bat dog is out there grabbing the bat. He's got it. He's the only bat dog in the PGCBL as far as we know. This is a good dog. Coming to the plate is Jake Hardy. He's a right-handed batter waiting for the pitch from Rhodes. Here it is. Hot and away for ball 1. Hardy's a right fielder for the Dogs. Waiting on his second pitch. That one called strike for 1-1. Blue Sox are up 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Still plenty of time for the Dogs to get in there and bark a little bit. Here's the pitch. Swing and foul down the right first base line. Kids are looking at it. They're thinking, should we go get this one? Hardy's waiting on the pitch. Right back of the pitcher between the second baseman and shortstop for a clean single. That dog says, I'm going out there to save the day.
Shortstop number 17 from the
He sits out there. I don't think he saw the bat. He's getting the bat now. Looked like he wanted to go score, or he was going to go out there on second base. Thought he should have maybe made the run to second. Dogs have got a runner on first base with one out. And Arias is at the plate. Here's the pitch. Foul down the third base line for strike one. Dogs could use a rally right here. Arias is wearing number 17. He's the shortstop for the Dogs. Decent lead on first base. Here comes the pitch. Back over to first base. Plenty of time. Didn't even get the uniform dirty. Looking real clean out there. Another good lead by Hardy. There he goes. Runner makes the and catcher makes the throw, and he's got him. Out at second base. Hardy made a good try for it, but it was a perfect throw by the catcher. So we got 2 outs now for the Diamond Dogs, with Arias still at the plate. Here's the pitch. Called strike 2. Count now 1-2 to Arias. He kind of looked back, wanted to know for sure if that was a strike. Rhodes looks in. And here's the pitch. Outside and low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on base for the Diamond Dogs. Arias looking to get something started. He can do that with 2 outs. Rhodes looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's 3 down.
Utica 2, Mohawk Valley 0.
We're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be back in a minute.
Jarvis heads down the first base line.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
And we're back, everyone.
Penalty for Utica, third baseman number 8 from Lafayette College, Bowden Fernsler.
Number 8, Bowden Fernsler is coming to the plate for the Blue Sox. He's a right-handed batter. Gillis is still on the mound here for the DiamondDawgs. Top of the second inning, looking in, ready for the pitch, and delivers. Called strike one, the outside corner to Fernsler. Gillis looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing popped up down the third baseline. Third baseman's going for it. He's alongside the fence, and just out of his grasp. He was right there at the edge of the fence and the netting and just missed it. So 2 strikes on Fernsler. That's better. Gillis is ready again. Here's the pitch. Short chopper to the second baseman. He picks it up over to first in time. So we got 1 out as Fernsler grounds out to the second baseman.
Number 6 from Caldwell University, Justin Levine.
Justin Levine is now the batter, another right-handed batter, number 6 for the Blue Sox. Gillis looks in. Here's the pitch. A swing chopper down the third baseline, foul for strike one. Counts 0-1. 1 out. Blue Sox are up 2-0. Top of the second inning. Here's a pitch from Gillis. High for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Levine's waiting for the pitch. Here it is. Gillis delivers. Another chopper down the third base line. Third base coach tried to one-hand it and missed. So 2 strikes on Levine. Gillis looks in. Here's the pitch. Outside and low for ball 2. Counts down 2-2. 1 out. Blue Sox up 2-0 in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That one just broke away from him, and he chased it and missed it. 2 down. Coming to the plate is Christian Cerrone. He's a right fielder for the Blue Sox. Steps in, right-handed batter. And Gillis is ready to go. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball 1. Gillis ready to go. Here we go. Second pitch. Called strike. High and right there, kind of the top end of the strike zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs. Blue Sox up 2-0 in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Oh, hit him in the back and bounced up towards us.
Now batting for Utica, shortstop number 5 from the College of Staten Island, Michael.
So Cerrone takes one in the back and walks slowly down to first base. Michael Flashnor is coming up to the plate. He's a left-handed batter. They're kind of giving him a minute down there to stretch out a little bit on first base. He turned and took that one square in the back. So the Blue Sox have a runner on first base. Flashnor at the plate. Good lead by the runner on first. Here's a pitch by Gillis. Runner's going. Shows bunt. Throws late. So Blue Sox advance the runner to second base. The pitch was called a ball. We've got 1-0 and 2 outs. Blue Sox have a runner on second base now. Here's the pitch from Gillis. Called strike, low and inside. Batter looked at it and said, yeah, I agree with that call. Counts down 1-1, 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Gillis. Showed bunt again. I don't think he was serious about it. It was high and away for ball 2. Flashnor's ready to go. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Gillis. Called, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the top of the second with the Blue Sox and 2 runs, a lot of 2s. If you add up the hits, there's 2 hits, 1 for each team. No, I take that back. 1 hit and 1 error. Somebody can't read the scoreboard. Here's a pitch from Gillis. Fouled back off the third base line over the crowd. Great spot for the kids to go running after the ball. Count stays at 2-2. Gillis is ready. Here's the pitch. Hit back to the shortstop. He's got it. Throw over to first. In time for the 3rd out. So nobody scores at the end of 1.5. It's Blue Sox 2 and the Dogs coming to the plate. We'll catch you in a minute.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber. They're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
First baseman number 9.
Okay, we're back. And number 9, Connor Scanlon, is coming to the plate. He's a right-handed batter. The bottom of the second here. Weather is great in Little Falls. Cloud kind of in front of the sun there, so the temperature is dropping just a little bit, which is fine because it's hot up here in this booth. Rhodes is still on the mound for the Blue Sox. He looks in. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Scanlon for strike 1. Rhodes looks in. He's ready to pitch. Here it is. Fouled back for strike 2. Scanlon got a little bit of that. Ball went out towards the tennis courts. Two to nothing Blue Sox in the bottom of the second inning. Rhodes looks in. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1. Counts 1-2. Nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Connor Scanlon strikes out to lead off the bottom of the second inning. And Joe Crenshaw is coming to the plate, number 34. Crenshaw's waiting for the pitch. Rhodes is ready to deliver. And here it is. Outside for ball 1. Counts 1-0, 1 out. Bottom of the second, here's the pitch. That one a called strike. I don't know from up here. Looks a little outside, but we're not down there standing behind that catcher. Rhodes looks in, counts 1-1. Here's a pitch. Swinging that just right back at the pitcher. Shortstop makes a great play on it. Too late, back over to first base, but an awesome stop by the shortstop. So Crenshaw reaches first base.
44 from Fairfield University, Nolan Colby.
Our scorekeeper better give him a single on that. That was uncatchable. Bat Dog's got the bat again. And Colby's at the plate. And we spell Bat Dog B-A-T-D-A-W-G here. Rhodes is looking into Colby, ready to go. There's 1 out. Runner on first base for the Dogs. Bottom of the second, scores 2-0 Blue Sox. Here's the pitch. Called strike. So 0-1 on Colby. And Crenshaw's off. First base, got a good lead. Rhodes is ready to go. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 1. Count now 1-1, 1 out. Runner on first base. Colby's ready to get some wood on this one. Throw back to first. Not in time at all. Just trying to keep him a little bit tighter. Crenshaw had a decent lead. Rhodes looked over there and said, yeah, I'll make him go back a little bit. A little shorter this time, so might have worked. Here's the pitch. Swinging a miss. So count on Colby is now 1-2 with 1 out. Runner on first base for the Dogs. Rhodes looks in. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Caught Colby looking. That's the second strikeout of the inning for Rhodes.
25 from Belmont University.
So Kyle Coleman's coming to the plate now for the DiamondDawgs, left fielder, number 25. The right-handed batter. Dogs still have a runner on first base with 2 outs. Scores 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Rhodes looks in, goes back to first base. Want to keep him honest over there. Catcher's made a couple of pretty good throws down to second base, so I'm not sure Luby's going to let him go on this, but he's got a decent lead, so Rhodes is keeping an eye on him. Here's the pitch. Swing, and that's a single out towards center field. advances the runner to second base. So Coleman got a single. Dogs have 2 runners on with 2 outs. Score is 2-0 in the bottom of the second. The bat dog is out there again. He's got the bat. And Roberto Valdez, number 6, the third baseman, is at the plate. So he's got a runner in scoring position. Let's see what he can do with it. Valdez is waiting for the pitch from Rhodes. Rhodes looking at the runners. Half serious attempt to keep him on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. I think Valdez was thinking about putting that one out to right field. Get a run in here with a single to right. Rhodes is looking around, checking the runners. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Scores 2-0. Blue Sox, bottom of the second. Dogs have runners on first and second. Rhodes looking in. Here's the pitch to Valdez. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So DiamondDawgs have runners on first and second, 2 outs. Hoping to threaten here with Valdez. Counts 1-2. Rhodes is ready to go. Here's the pitch. Foul down the first base line towards the dugout. Count stays at 1-2. Valdez is ready. Rhodes looking in. Here's the pitch. Little chopper to the first baseman. First baseman's got it himself, and that's the third out for the DiamondDawgs. And after 2 full innings, it's the Blue Sox 2, the DiamondDawgs nothing, and we're going to commercial break. We'll be right back.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors, but you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime. Okay, folks, we're back. Gillis is still on the mound for the DiamondDawgs. Catcher makes a throw down to second base to kind of warm up. So Caden Fry is the batter for the Blue Sox. And we're ready to go here. Gillis looks in. Pitch to Fry. Little chopper foul ball down the third baseline for strike 1. So last time up, Fry reached on an error. He's ready to go again with a count 0-1, nobody out. Top of the third inning, Blue Sox up 2-0. Here's a pitch from Gillis. Outside and low for ball one. Counts 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out. Here's the pitch from Gillis again. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That one was inside and tight on Fry, and he went for it and missed. Gillis looks like he's ready to go already, moving a little bit faster this inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss outside. Came out of the glove for a sec for the catcher. Tagged him. He's out. So Fry strikes out. Coming up is number 17, Jack Sweeney. He's a right-handed batter as well. With 1 out for the Blue Sox. Gillis is ready to go. He's not wasting any time now. He's warming up. Here's the pitch. That's hit between the first and second baseman out to right field for a clean single. So Sweeney
Catcher number 61 from Lehigh University.
hits a shot. And the Blue Sox have runners at first base with Ian Wirtz, number 61, coming to the plate. He's also a right-handed batter. He's got 1 out, runner on first base. Gillis kind of looks at him over there. He's ready to pitch. Throw over to first base. Wants to keep him close.
Any young fan looking to run the bases, please report to the area behind the first base dugout.
Sweeney's making like he's going to make a run for it. So Gillis is keeping an eye on him. Here's the pitch. Outside and low for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Blue Sox have a runner at first base. Gillis is checking him out. He's got a good lead. Here's the pitch. He's going. Here's the throw down to second base. Not in time. He's in there. Clean steal by Sweeney. Counts 1-1 on Wirtz. Now the Blue Sox have a runner in second base with 1 out. Gillis takes a look at him. He's making like he's going to go to third. Pitch is outside for ball 2. Just missed the outside corner. Gillis winds up. Here's the pitch. Hit to the first baseman. He makes a great stab and tags first. Runner advances to third base. He was watching him the whole way while he danced over there and made the tag on first. But that advances the runner.
Washington University, Connor Jones.
So coming into play is number 1, Connor Jones, right-handed batter. Now 2 outs for the Blue Sox. 2-0, and the top of the third inning. Jones waiting for the pitch. There it is. Called strike 1. Gillis looks like he's looking for those corners quite a bit. He's ready to go again. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. Outside that time. Counts 1-1. 2 outs. Blue Sox have a runner on third base. Here's the pitch. Too low. Called ball. 2 balls, 1 strikes. 1 strike, sorry. I was hoping for 2 strikes, but it's only 1. Starting to sound like Pete now. Get a few innings into this, I'm going to start sounding like him. I'll have random stories. Here's the pitch. That one's way outside for ball 3. 3-1, 2 outs. I think Gillis wants to get this guy. We don't want to let him on base. Here's the pitch. Way outside for ball 4. So Connor Jones takes first base on a walk.
62 from Lehigh University, Robbie Carvelli.
Robbie Carvelli's coming to the plate, number 62. Another right-handed batter for the Blue Sox. They've got runners at first and third, 2 outs. They're ahead 2-0, top of the third inning. Gillis is looking in, checks the runner. Goes into a stretch, back to first base. A little bit high, but runner goes back. They're keeping an eye on the guy in third who made like he wanted to come home. So Gillis is ready. Here's the pitch. Way outside. Ball 1. Counts 1-0. Carvelli's waiting for the pitch. Gillis delivers. Outside again. So we've got about 5 pitches in a row there. They've been way outside, hit pretty much the same spot. Blue Sox with runners on first and third. Gillis looking in again. Here's the pitch. High and away for ball 3. Gillis ready to deliver again. Here's the pitch. High for ball 4. Bases are loaded. So Carvelli walks, which brings number 2, the designated hitter, Anthony Peritano, to the plate. And there's going to be a little bit of a conference on the mound out here for the DiamondDawgs. Let's see what goes on here.
DiamondDawgs take on the Saugerties Stallions. Game time 6:35. Gates will open at 5:30. It's a Thursday, so you know what that means.
Whole infield is in.
Big deals on all your
Coach comes back off the mound, just trying to settle Gillis down a little bit after about 7 pitches way out of the strike zone. We'll see how it goes now with 2 outs, bases loaded. Blue Sox are ahead, top of the third, 2-0. Peritano's waiting for the pitch. And here's a throw from Gillis. Low and away for ball 1. Don't want to give him any easy runs here. So 2 outs. Bases full. Gillis makes a throw to the plate. Swing and fouled off down the first base side. Over into the crowd area.
sponsored by our friends at Empower Federal Credit Union.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Blue Sox are up 2-0 in the top of the third. Gillis ready to deliver and time's called for some reason. All right. All right, we're ready to go again. Gillis is ready to deliver. And here's the pitch. That one's hit directly, almost, that's over the head of the center fielder. Oh, that's over the fence. That didn't even look like it was going to go over the fence. That is a grand slam, folks. I thought the center fielder had that one, and it just kind of just kept going. It didn't stop. There is no wind tonight. That flag is just sitting still. So that's exactly what you didn't want to happen, is a grand slam for the Blue Sox.
Now batting for Utica, third baseman number 8 from Lafayette College, Bowden Fernsler.
So Bowden Fernsler, number 8, the third baseman, is up for the Blue Sox. Bases are empty. There's 2 outs. He's a right-handed batter. Gillis is still out there shaking his head, wondering what the heck just happened. Here's the pitch from Gillis. That one's a called strike. Low and outside a little bit, but hit the plate, hit the corner. We'll call it the corner. Here's the pitch. High and away. It counts 1-1, 2 outs. Bases are clean. Here's a pitch again. Low and away outside for ball 2. Counts out 2-1. Here's a pitch. That one's high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Looking down there, and there is some activity in the DiamondDawgs bullpen. Gillis's pitch. Called strike 2, 3-2. See if he can get Fernsler out here and end this inning. Here's a pitch, high and away, and he walks him. So, Blue Sox have another runner on base. So Justin Levine, number 6, is coming to the plate now with a runner on first base, 2 outs. Blue Sox up 6-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Levine struck out in his last at bat. There's a strike right there from Gillis for strike 1. Decent lead by the runner on first base. Gillis pitches in and high for ball 1. Fernsler's got a good lead at first for the Blue Sox. He makes like he's going. Yeah, he made a run towards second and then stopped and came back real quick. I think he was thinking he was going to go, and Gillis was a little bit slower on the pitch. Oh, and Gillis just overthrew the ball, and the runner advances to second base. He made a throw on him to first base and overthrew the first baseman. So the runner advances to second base. Levine's still at the plate. The count for him is 1-1 with 2 outs. Blue Sox now have a runner on second base. Gillis looks in, and here's the pitch. Strike 2, called. Ball 1 and strike 2 on Levine. Gillis is ready to go. And here's the pitch. Swing on and hit to left field. Deep fly out. And that inning is over. And that's a thank God. So 4 runs for the Blue Sox. And we'll be coming to the bottom of the 3rd inning in a second. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
If you are looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to serve as retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place. All right, and we are back. The Blue Sox are ahead 6-0 here, and coming to the plate is number 7 for the DiamondDawgs, Jaden Santiago. Could use a little spark here. Rhodes is still on the mound for the Blue Sox. He's ready to go. And here's the pitch. Swing on and hit over the second baseman's head right to the right field. And he was there waiting on it. So fly out for Santiago. So coming to the plate now is the leadoff batter for the DiamondDawgs, center fielder Eric Diaz, number 14. The Bat Dog got the bat cleared this time, didn't try to go to second base. Got a good crowd here tonight for a Tuesday night. Rhodes is ready to go, and Diaz steps in. Diaz had a fly out his first time at bat. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1. And in the skybox, there's babies out there, like young babies. So all kinds coming to the park tonight. Rhodes is ready to deliver. And here's the pitch. Swung on and hit, popped up. Looks like third baseman has room for it, and he's underneath, and he's got it. So second fly out in a row for the DiamondDawgs. Coming to the plate is Jake Hardy, number 4, the right fielder. Last time up, he had a single. And with 2 outs, he's probably wanting to do that all over again. So Rhodes is ready to throw. And here's the pitch. High and away for ball 1. Hardy's ready for the pitch. And Rhodes delivers. Down low for ball 2. So the count's 2-0 with 2 outs. Blue Sox are up 6-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Everybody wants Hardy to get something going here. You can do it with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. Counts 2-1 with 2 outs. Rhodes is ready to deliver again. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Counts 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Looks like a lot of folks are loading up from the concession stand out there. Making us hungry up here. Here's the pitch. Swing and hit to the shortstop. He's got it. And just in time, out at first base. So ground out to shortstop for Hardy. And that'll be 1-2-3 for the DiamondDawgs, and we'll be back in a second. Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Visit the Daily Post and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the Mohawk Valley. Our mission is to generate interest in the area and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our podcast, or sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Stop by today at thedailypost.digital. You'll be glad you did.
And we're back. We've got a new pitcher for the DiamondDawgs. Number 21, Harsh Venkat, is on the mound now. And we're going to start off the top of the fourth here. And here's his first pitch. Called strike. And Christian Cerrone is the batter for the Blue Sox, number 4. Here's the second pitch. That one's high and outside for ball 1. Counts down 1-1. Nobody out. Harsh looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Counts down 1-2. Starting to get a little cooler out there. Sun's been behind the clouds for quite a while. It's supposed to be probably down to at least 60 or lower by the end of game time here. So it's got to cool down quick. Here's the pitch. Outside and low for ball 2. Cerrone steps in. He's waiting for the pitch. Harsh is ready to go, and here it comes. Just outside. Counts down 3-2. Harsh was trying to pick the corner there on that one. Just missed. Cerrone's ready. Here's the pitch. And he hits that one out to center field, over the center fielder's head, and it bounces over the fence for a ground rule double. He hit that one pretty solid. Ball is really traveling well tonight.
Shortstop, number 5, from the College of Staten Island, Michael Flashner.
So coming up to the plate for the Blue Sox is Michael Flashner, number 5. He's a shortstop. Harsh takes a look at the runner on second base. He's ready to go. And here's the pitch. Batter showed bunt. It was inside for ball 1. Blue Sox want to move those runners around. So Flashner is waiting for the pitch. Shows bunt again and misses for strike 1. Oh, he called it a 2? Or called it a ball? No, he called it a strike. All right. I was on it. Catching hell from Chris up here, the scorekeeper. Here's a throwback to second base just to keep him honest. Not in time, but got his uniform dirty. So Harsh paying close attention to the runner. Count on Flashner's 1-1. Let's see if he shows bunts again. Harsh made a little move to second base to keep the runner honest, but they had no play on there. He's stepping off aggressively again. Shortstop's kind of moving behind him a little bit. Here's the pitch from Harsh. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Count now 1-2 on Flashner.
Head behind the first base dugout right now.
So Harsh looks in. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. Count remains 1-2 with a runner on second base. So runs runner out there, and he reached on a ground rule double that went over the center fielder's head and bounced over the fence in center field. And that's how he got on to second base. Flash Harsh ready for the pitch. Harsh. And he makes the throw. Well, that looked close. Low for ball 2. Counts now 2-2 with nobody out. Runner on second base for the Blue Sox. And they're ahead 6-0 in the top of the 4th inning. Here's a pitch from Harsh. And that's fouled off down the third baseline. Out into the spot where the kids go running after it all the time. Like I said earlier, good crowd here tonight. Not only for the DiamondDawgs, but there's some Blue Sox fans out there as well. So, good crowd enjoying a perfect night. Lashnar waiting for the pitch. Here's the 2-2. Boy, that one was low and inside. Full count now. Nobody out. Runner on second base. Marsh is looking in, gets a signal. And here's the pitch. Runner's going. And the ball is popped up to the left fielder. He's underneath it, out of bounds, but he's got it. Throw back to the second base, get the runner. Yeah, he stayed honest on that one. What did I say?
Out of bounds.
Yeah. Out of bounds. Foul territory. Sorry. What sport are we in?
Baseball.
We're in baseball. Okay. I needed that reminder from Chris. Been a long time since I've called a baseball game. Have I ever? There's ball 1 from Harsh. Runner had a good lead. So Caden Free is at the plate. Waiting for the pitch from Harsh. Runner's got a good lead on second. Here's the pitch. And that one is lined out to the right fielder and back to second base real quick, and he didn't make it in time. So runner gets back. Good throw for the right fielder, though.
Now batting for Utica, extra hitter number 17 from Rutgers University, Jack Sweeney.
So Jack Sweeney's at the plate for the Blue Sox. They've got 2 outs now. He's number 17. He's the extra hitter. And he's ready to go. Last time up, he had a single. Here's a pitch from Harsh. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Harsh is ready again. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Count now 0-2 with 2 outs. Blue Sox have a runner on second base and a heck of a lead. 6-0. Harsh looks in. He's ready to go. Here's the pitch. High for ball 1. Counts down 1-2 with 2 outs. To Jack Sweeney. And here's the pitch from Harsh. And that one swing on, hit hard over to left field. And that one's up against the fence. Left fielder's got it throw to second base. 1 run scores, and that's a double for Sweeney. So that brings Ian Wirtz to the plate. Number 61 for the Blue Sox.
Number 61 from Lehigh University, Connor.
And that puts the Blue Sox up 7-0. in the top of the fourth. Harsh is looking in. Got a runner on second base for the Blue Sox. And Wirtz is ready for the pitch. And Harsh delivers. That one's hit right past the pitcher's head, right into center field for a single. Center fielder's got it, and the runner comes home from second base. So a clean single for Wirtz.
Left fielder number 6, center fielder number 1. George Washington.
So the center fielder, Connor Jones, number 1, is now coming to the plate with a runner on first base, 2 outs. Blue Sox are now up 8-0 in the top of the fourth. And Harsh looks over at him on first base, and here's the pitch. Called strike, outside corner for strike 1 with 2 outs. Runner on first base is taking a healthy lead. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So count now 0-2, 2 outs, runner on first base. Blue Sox up 8-0. Runner's going, and that one is fouled back along the first baseline into the stands. That was about 5 rows deep into the bleachers over there. So the count remains 0-2. Looks like they had a hit and run going on that one. Here's the pitch. That one, little chopper to the second baseman. He picks it up, throw to first, and out. So finally, the side's out. But the Blue Sox score 2 runs, and we'll be back in a minute after a commercial.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
All right, we are back. DiamondDawgs need some energy here. So the shortstop, number 17, Byron Arias, is coming to the plate. He's a right-handed batter. We still got Rhodes on the mound for the Blue Sox. And we are in the bottom of the, seems like a long time, bottom of the 4th inning. Rhodes is ready to go, and here's the pitch. Called strike outside corner for strike 1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2 for Marius. Count now 0-2. Nobody out. Rhodes is looking in. Gets the sign. And here's the pitch. Outside and low for ball one. Counts down 1-2. And here's the pitch from Rhodes. Outside and low again for ball two. Counts down 2-2. Crowd's a little quiet here. I think they're a little stunned that it's 8-0 right now. Okay, Rhodes is ready to go. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And Arias is down swinging. So coming up to the plate now is first baseman, Connor Scanlon, number 9. He's a right-handed batter. He's coming up to the plate with 1 out. And one of these guys has got to get something going here for the Dogs. We're going to be home before it hits 60 degrees tonight. Rhodes is ready to pitch. Here it is. Outside corner for strike 1. Here's the pitch from Rhodes. Hit to the shortstop. He's got it. Runners racing down there, but didn't beat the throw, and they've got him. So that's out number 2 for the DiamondDawgs. As Scanlon grounds out. So that brings Joe Crenshaw to the plate with 2 outs. Crenshaw is the designated hitter. He had a single the last time up. He's probably hoping that he can do that again. No better time to start a rally than with 2 outs. Rhodes looks in. Crenshaw's ready. And here's the pitch. Outside corner again from Rhodes. He's been pretty effective hitting that outside corner on these guys. For strike 1. Count now 0-1, 2 outs. What did I say? 0-1? Yeah. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Chris is on top of me. He's listening to everything I do. I'm being critiqued in real time. We could have another guy go out of bounds. I don't know. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And boy, that was a quick inning. Like I said, the rate we're going, it ain't going to hit 60 degrees. And we'll be back in a minute here after a commercial break.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber, they're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
All right, we are back. It is the top of the 5th inning. Blue Sox are ahead 8-0. Coming to the plate for the Blue Sox is number 62, the left fielder, Robbie Carvelli. Last time up, he had a walk. And here's the pitch from Harsh. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 1. So everybody's snacking up here in the booth. I did not get food. Here's the pitch from Harsh, outside and away. For ball one, the count's 1-1. It looks good, though. I don't know, you know. I thought I'd get in trouble if I got some food. Here's the pitch from Harsh. That one's outside. Gets away from the catcher. New ball coming in from the umpire. And the count's now 2-1. There's hot dogs. There's ice cream up here. What do you got here? A hamburger. And that one's away for ball 3. So count's now 3-1 from Harsh. He's looking in for the sign. And here's the pitch. Outside and away and again. And we've got another walk going here. Carvilli walks, get the first guy on base again. It brings number 2, Anthony Peritano, to the plate. He's a designated hitter for the Blue Sox. Runner's got a good lead. Harsh takes a look over at him. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. I don't know. People are looking for Mr. Miyagi out there. I'm not sure why. Runner's got a decent lead off of first base. Harsh giving him a look. Here's the pitch. He's going. That one's hit. Oh, right at the shortstop. It went right underneath his arm. It took one hop, bounced underneath his arm, missed his glove. So Peritano is on first base. And the runner advances to third base. So we've got runners at first and third. Nobody out. And that brings up Burden Fernsler to the plate. He's the third baseman. Got a good lead off of first. Here's Harsh showing bunt. Right down the first baseline to the pitcher. He tosses it over to first base and gets the run, but he advances the runner, which was the whole point of this exercise. Take away the double play. So 1 out. Runners on second and third. So number 6, first baseman Justin Levine is coming to the plate now. 2 runners in scoring. Wait a minute. And that pitch is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Runner on second base. And here's a pitch from Harsh. That one's outside for ball 2. Harsh looking at the runner. Here's the pitch. That one's in for strike 1. Count 2-2. I'm sorry, 2-1 with 1 out. Blue Sox have scored a run already in this inning. They've got a runner on second base. And the score is 9-0 in the top of the 5th. Here's a pitch from Harsh. Called strike, outside corner. Count goes to 2-2. It's been pretty consistent calling those outside corners, so nothing to complain about on that one. Harsh looks in again. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled back, first base side, somewhere. I didn't see where it went, but it's out there. Count remains 2-2 with 1 out. Runner on second base. Harsh is ready to deliver. Checks the runner at second. And here's the pitch. High and away for ball 3. Full count now, 3-2. And here's a pitch from Harsh. Swung on and fouled back again down just a little bit over us towards the tennis courts. Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning, 9-0 Blue Sox. Harsh is looking in. Levine's ready for the pitch. Harsh delivers. That one's hit to the second baseman on the ground. He's got it. Throw over to first base. And in time. So out number 2 advances the runner to third.
Now batting for Utica, right fielder number 4 from Millersville College, Christian Cerrone.
And that brings up the right fielder number 4, Christian Cerrone, to the plate. There are 2 outs, and he's got a runner on third base. And Harsh is ready to go. He looks in. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball 1. There is no wind tonight on the field. That flag is just sitting down. Here's the pitch from Harsh. Outside and away again for ball 2. Clouds have stayed over the setting sun. Lights are on. It's a beautiful night. It's cooling down. You can feel it starting to come through the windows here in our well air-conditioned press booth. There's a hit past the shortstop into left field for a single, scores a run. And Cerrone is on first base with a single.
Shortstop number 5 from the College of Staten Island, Michael Flashdor.
So that brings to the plate the shortstop, number 5, Michael Flashdor for the Blue Sox. He's a left-handed batter. He's got a runner on first base. The Blue Sox have 10 runs. Harsh is checking the runner. He's got a good lead. Here's the pitch, a bunt. Bounced off the plate, called foul by the umpire. So the runner goes back. 1 strike on the batter. Flashdor really wanted to lay that one down and advance the runner. He steps in. Harsh is ready to go. Here's the pitch. Way inside. I thought it hit him for a second. It didn't. No call. Now 1-1. Two outs for the Blue Sox. They're ahead 10-0. Here's the pitch from Harsh. Called strike, outside corner. This time to a left-handed batter. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first base for the Blue Sox. Harsh is ready to go. Here's the pitch. A chopper to the second baseman. He scoops it up, throws over to first, and that ends the inning. But the Blue Sox score 2 runs, and they're ahead 10-0. We're going to come back after the commercial. Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The Tire Shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the Tire Shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The Tire Shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
All right, folks, we are back. The sun is peeking its way through the clouds here, and so it's going to be real tough for the infielders there. Coming to the plate is Nolan Colby, who struck out his last time at bat, I think, unless we've got a change here. I'm looking. All right, number 29, it looks like. That's Aiden Streeter, who's at the plate right now. So that's ball one to Streeter. And here's the pitch. That one's hit hard down the third baseline, foul. But he got some wood on that thing. Rhodes is still on the mound for the Blue Sox. And why not? He's got a 10-run lead right now. Sun is killing the third baseman out there. It's really tough for him. Here's a pitch from Rhodes. A swing and a little pop-up short center field. Guys making, fantastic grab. He dove head first, caught the ball, was waiting to see the call from the umpire. That was a great catch. So fly out to center field, a short center field for Streeter. And that brings Kyle Coleman to the plate. So one out for the DiamondDawgs. They're behind 10-0 in the fifth inning. Coleman waiting for the pitch from Rhodes. There it is. Fouled. No, looks like it's going to stay in fair territory down the first base line. No, it's out. It's foul territory and caught. And I didn't say out of bounds. I almost did, Chris. Chris, he gave me the look out of the corner of his eye.
Baseman number 6 from St. John's University, Roberto Valdez.
So that brings Roberto Valdez to the plate. He's the third baseman for the DiamondDawgs. The Bat Dog is taking care of business there. Got Ella Mankey tonight with a creative outpost working the panel here, which means she's the one keeping the score that you see on the live feed. First pitch is low and inside for ball one. Ella's been in the intern program with us for, I don't know, about 4 years? 4 years now. Time goes by quickly. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike one. So the count's 1-1 with 2 outs. Score is 10-0. In the bottom of the fifth inning, Rhodes looks in. And here's the pitch. Fouled back for strike two. So the count 1-2. 2 outs for the DiamondDawgs. They've had 3 hits this game, 2 errors. Blue Sox have 10 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Rhodes is looking in. And here's the pitch. Swung on and hit back towards him. Shortstop's got it, scoops it up. Throws over to first base. That's 3 outs.
Five full fans to score. Utica 10, Mohawk Valley 0.
If you're looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to service retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place. Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Visit the Daily Post and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the Mohawk Valley. Our mission is to generate interest in the area and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving.
All right, we're back. New pitcher on the mound for the DiamondDawgs. Number 18, James Lester, is going to face off against Caden Fry for the Blue Sox. But a fly out last time up at bat. Blue Sox are ahead 10-0. And we're on the top of the 6th. Umpire says, let's play ball. Here's the first pitch. And that one was not close to the plate. Got out of his hand, went over the batter's head, hit the backstop. So that would be a call to ball. I can call that one early, right, Chris? All right. All right. Lester looks in. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and hit over the second baseman's head out in the right field for a single. So the Blue Sox are starting it off again. They've got a runner on first base. That brings Jack Sweeney to the plate. Wait. Here's a pitch. Outside for ball one. So Sweeney's at the plate for the Blue Sox. He had a double last time up, single before that. He was hit by a pitch to start out the game. Here's the pitch. Outside runners going. Throw down to second base. Not in time. So Frey's on second base. Jack Sweeney's had a productive night. He's at the plate with 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner, that favorite spot. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out. Runner on second base for the Blue Sox. Lester's looking in. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner's got a good lead on second base. Not being held too close. Lester looking in. And here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball 3. Full count now, 3-2, with nobody out. The sun's kind of dropping low, so now the left fielder's got a problem seeing what's going on. Third baseman looks like he's good. Here's the pitch. No call on that one. Ball 4. A little bit high. So that gives the Blue Sox runners on first and second.
From Lehigh University, Ian Wirtz.
So Ian Wirtz is at the plate now. Nobody out. And the Blue Sox are threatening again with runners on first and second. Lester looks in. And here's the pitch. Brushes him back for ball 1. Count now 1-0. Lester's ready to go. He's taking a look at second. Here's the throw. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners on first and second base. Here's the pitch. That one's high and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Blue Sox ahead, 10-0 in the top of the 6th. Here. Yeah, Lester chases the runner back to second base. He had a good lead that time. Looked like he wanted to go. Lester kind of caught him at it. But he's back, and Wirtz is waiting for the pitch. And here's a pitch from Lester outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Lester's ready again. Runners dancing around at second base. Throw, just an easy throw, just to keep him honest from Lester. No real intent there, but making the runner think about it a little bit. Frey's got a good lead again. Here's a pitch from Lester. That one is popped up to the infield. Third baseman's got it. Nobody advances, and there's a first out of the inning for the DiamondDawgs. Finally.
Now batting for Utica, center fielder number 1.
So that brings center fielder number 1, Connor Jones, to the plate for the DiamondDawgs. I'm sorry, for the Blue Sox, with 1 out. Runners are on first and second. Lester's looking in. He's ready to go. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled out down the first baseline. So the count's 0-1 on Jones. He's taking a good lead again off of second base. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 to the batter with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Blue Sox looking good. Up 10-0 here. Here's the pitch. That one hits him in the back. Got away from him. That loads the bases. So that brings number 62, Robbie Carvelli, up with the bases loaded, and that brings Coach Luby out to the mound and the infield. There's going to be a little bit of a discussion there. Not sure. I don't know if they had somebody warming up out there, or he's just trying to calm them down and say, look, let's throw strikes and get out of this one. Coach Luby has a theme song here. Play it every time he walks out there to the mound. Let's see if he calms them all down. Umpire's starting out there, so he's thinking maybe he's taking a little bit of time, and Coach Luby senses him and walks off the mound. What? All right, everybody's calmed down. Back to going. Lester's ready to go. Bases are loaded. One out. Here's the pitch. And that's the strike. So far, good talk, Coach. So Lester's ready to go again. Here's the pitch. That one's outside a little bit to Carvelli, who walked the last time up. In fact, according to my sheet, which could be wrong, he's walked 3 times. So 1-1 with 1 out. Lester's ready to make the pitch again. And here it is. Outside for ball 2. 2-1 with the bases loaded. And here's the pitch. Strike 2 called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Caught that outside corner again. Seems to be the sweet spot tonight. Umpire likes that spot, calls him on both. That one's way outside, though. He's not going to call that one. Full count, 3-2. I think Lester would like to get this one here because there's nowhere to put this guy. Doesn't want to walk in a run. Here's a pitch from Lester. And that one is way outside, and that does just what he didn't want to do, is that walks in a run. So that's 4 walks on the night for Carvelli, which brings us to the plate. Number 2, the designated hitter, Anthony Peritano, who also has bases loaded with 1 out. The score is now 11-0 in the top of the 6th. So here's the pitch. That one's fouled back towards the booth for strike 1. So Peritano is a real threat there. He struck out the first time but had a grand slam. And then he reached on an error the last time. So he definitely wants to go easy on this guy. And counts 0-2. Here's the pitch. Outside, blocked by the catcher. Good stop. Haven't seen any of those tonight from either pitcher. That's the first one that's almost gotten away from anybody tonight, which is kind of odd. So it's 1-2 right now with 1 out. Bases loaded for the Blue Sox. And Anthony Peritano at the plate. Here's the pitch. And that one's a called strike. Strike 3. Struck him out. Definitely something that he needed. So now the third baseman, Bowden Fernsler, number 8, is at the plate. He's got the bases loaded. 2 outs. Last time he was on base on a fielder's choice. That one's out and away for ball 1. He had a walk earlier and a ground out. Here's the pitch from Lester, which is high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases loaded. 2 outs to Fernsler, who's waiting on the pitch from Lester. Here it is. Inside corner for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. This would be a great time for Lester to dial it up and throw a couple more here. Here's the pitch. Foul back for strike 2. Fernsler's a little bit upset for going after that one, but looked good to me. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Boy, he was going for that outside corner and didn't get called that time, so it's outside full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He was going for that sweet spot the umpire likes. So here's the pitch. Runners are moving. Outside and away. Ball 4. Walked another one in. So Fernsler gets a walk.
Now batting for Utica.
That brings up
Number 6 from Caldwell.
number 6, first baseman Justin Levine, who's coming to the plate with 2 outs. And the bases loaded. Last time around, he had a fielder's choice, a fly out, and a strikeout. So Lester's just taking a break out there. He's walked off the mound, kind of bending over thinking about it. Says he's okay. Bent over just a little bit like he had an issue. He's looking in and taking the sign now. So 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Lester. Outside and away for ball 1. So Levine is at the plate for the Blue Sox. Here's a pitch from Lester. And that catches that outside corner. He's been looking for that one a couple of times. So we're at 1-1 with 2 outs. Base is still loaded for the Blue Sox. Here's the pitch. Curveball outside. That misses for 2-1. But he was trying to catch that corner again. Levine's waiting on the pitch. And here it comes from Lester. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So count 2-2 with 2 outs. Score is 12-0 Blue Sox. Top of the 6th inning. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch from Lester. Just outside. Looking for that edge again. Full count now. This one's got to be good. Runners moving way outside. And Lester has pulled himself out. He gave a signal to the coach he needed to come out. Coach Luby is taking him back out to the mound. So he's back on the mound. He's waiting for another pitcher to come out there and relieve him. So he's leaving now.
We have a conference on the mound. Get out your 50 seconds. We have some winners due now. Third prize, a pair of DiamondDawgs shorts, 291-313. 291-313. Second prize, a pair of movie tickets to the Valley Cinema Twin and Little Balls, 291.
So we're trying to get a number on the new pitcher for the DiamondDawgs. I tell you what, we're going to kind of stay on the air. I was going to run a commercial here, but you know what? I'm not going to, because it looks like he's ready to go here.
One more time, third prize, 291-313.
He wasn't warmed up, so he's going to get 5 pitches here. Here's the first one.
893. Go see Cindy at the beer tent to claim your prize.
Here's another one here. He's warming up. He's trying to warm up real quickly here because nobody was ready to go. They thought Lester was going to be the guy here. We still can't see the number on him because he's kind of facing our side. So we see a 3, but we're not sure what number he's got going here. So we'll let you know as soon as we know who the new pitcher is for the DiamondDawgs. Coach Luby is keeping the umpire busy here, so he's not really counting the throws here. $38. Yeah. All right. We have a number now. 38. That's Wesley Alfonso. What?
Now pitching for your Dogs from American International University, number 38, Wesley Alfonso. That's Alfonso, number 38, now pitching from Mohawk Valley. Now batting for Utica, right fielder number 4 from Millersville College, Christian Cerrone.
So Wesley Alfonso, number 38, is the pitcher for the DiamondDawgs. And his first pitch is outside and low for ball one. Christian Sirotas at the plate for the Blue Sox. Counts 1-0 to him. Alfonso looks in. Here's the pitch. And that one is hit through the glove of the first baseman, out in the right field. Run scores. 2 runs. 2 runs or 1? Yeah, 2 runs scored. So 2 runs scored on that. Okay, all right, 1 run. Yeah. So 2 runs scored, yep. All right. I'm not going to correct myself because I said 2 runs scored. That would make it 14, I think, right? Okay, all right. We're a little confused because it happened very quickly. That's a ball to number 5, Michael Flashnor. Here's the pitch. That one's a called strike. So strike 1, ball 1, 2 outs. Runners on first and second, 2 runs have scored. The score is 15-0 Blue Sox. That one's a called strike, outside corner of the plate. Counts now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Michael Flashnor. He reached on a fielder's choice last time. That one's hit to the first baseman again. He bobbles it, throws it to the pitcher who steps on first base, and they finally get an out. It's been a long inning. So it's 15-0 with the Blue Sox. We're going to take a well-needed break. We'll be back in a minute.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
I know. All right. So we have Jaden Santiago coming to the plate. We've got a new pitcher for the Blue Sox, number 12. We have no idea who it is because he's not on the roster. So Santiago swings and misses for strike one. That one's away for ball one. So 1-1. That one is flied out deep to right field, and he's underneath it and got the catch.
Michael First.
First? But he's not on first. So the pitcher is number 12, Michael First.
Number 19 from George Washington University, Brody Freaker.
Coming to the plate now. For the DiamondDawgs is... I'm kind of lost already here. Let me say 19, Brody Freaker, but... Was a fly out to right field. So first threw a pitch. I'm not sure. I think it got a strike. We're trying to figure out. They moved some players around, so we're trying to figure out who is where here. Swing and a miss. Brody Freaker is the batter right now. Hey, I'm lucky to get their names right. I'm not going to go with what their schools are. Josh is slamming cans up here, scaring the crap out of us. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball one. Counts now 1-2 to Brody Frecker. Do you say Frecker? Let's say Frecker. Let's just say Brody. Here's the pitch. That one swung on foul down the first base side. So the count remains 1-2. First looks in. And here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball two. Counts 2-2 with one out for the DiamondDawgs. Nobody on base. Score is 15-0. I can't believe the numbers I'm reading up there. Here's the pitch from first. That one is low as well, so full count now to Fricker. And that's the first time we've heard the charge all night here in the background. And here's the pitch from first. Swing foul tip back to the catcher. Count remains at 3-2. That one is popped up down the first base side and out of play. So the count stays 3-2. Kids are still yelling out there in the stands. Not as many people as there before, but there are still some diehards out there. And they're yelling along. Actually, there's quite a few people still here. It's just too nice of a night. No wind. No bugs up here, which is unusual. Here's the pitch from first. Oh, called strike on the outside corner of that ump's favorite spot. He's been consistent. So that's 2 outs for the DiamondDawgs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that brings right fielder Jake Hardy to the plate. So Hardy gets a called strike. He had a ground out last time at bat. First is ready. Here's the pitch. That one's outside and away for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Score 50-0 Blue Sox. First is ready to go. Here's the throw. That one's outside and away as well. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's a pitch from first. That one is fouled down the first base line. It looks like it was caught in foul territory, but that's 3 outs for the DiamondDawgs. We're going to take another commercial. We'll be back after this.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
All right, we were asleep at the wheel here, but we're back. So we've got Caden Fry up at the plate for the Blue Sox. First pitch from Alfonso is a ball. Here he is again, making the throw. That one's called strike. And that ump's favorite spot. So 1-1 here to Fry, who singled the last time up. He had a fly out. And that one is hit into left field for a single. He's rounding first base, and he'll stay there. So Fry keeps his streak going with another single. And that should bring up Sweeney to the plate here. First pitch is high for ball 1. Alfonso looks in. He's ready to go. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled back for strike 1. Counts down 1-1. Sweeney had a walk the last time up. Then he had prior to that a double, a single, and he was hit by a pitch to start the game. That one's outside for ball 2. Now 2-1. Good lead from the runner at first base. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled back towards the backstop. Counts now 2-2. Runner on. Right, I'm trying to figure out why he went to second base here. Somebody's got to explain this to me. He fouled it back. He fouled it back to the 2 Housey on second base. I'm confused here. That one is hit deep to left field, and that's up against the fence. Left fielder's throwing it in. Shortstop tried to cut it off. I'm just confused as how a runner got to second base on a foul ball. But we're not getting any information, so it is what it is. So Ian Wirtz is coming to the plate with runners on second and third base. Nobody out. That pitch is outside for ball 1. The only thing we can think of up here is that there was a called balk, but we didn't see the signal that allowed the runner to go to second base. Here's the second pitch. That one gets away from the catcher, hits the backstop, comes back towards him. Nobody advances, but it's ball 2. At this point, it'd be nice just to get 3 outs and get to the bottom of this inning. So Alfonso is looking in. 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Called strike for 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Alfonso. Swung on and trying to figure out what that hit. Third baseman knocked it down. So that was an error on the third baseman. Bases are now loaded again. And that brings Connor Jones to the plate. We have strike 1. We have a lot of commentary in the booth here. Getting a little frosty up here. That one is popped over the second baseman's head into center field. 2 runs are going to score on that. Throws coming into second base. And Jones holds up at first. Runner advances from first over to third. 2 runs score. And this is, I was going to say this is already ugly, but I don't know if I can say that. So Robbie Carvelli is up. He's the left fielder for the Blue Sox. Second base is open. Here's the pitch from Alfonso. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Carvelli waiting for the pitch. There it is. He swung away hard, deep left field. Out of play, sliding. I'm not sure if they called that in play or not. All right, looked like a foul ball. Left fielder almost made a great catch on that one. He was sliding on his butt out there, made a stab at it. Comes down to just a strike. Nice try, though. So the count now, no balls, 2 strikes, runners on the corners. Alfonso's ready to throw. Carvelli's at the plate. He swings again. That one, left fielder's got that one. He's caught it, makes the throw in real quickly to the cutoff man. Runner stays at third. So finally, an out for the DiamondDawgs.
Now batting designated hitter number 2 from Murray State.
Number 2, Anthony Paratano is at the plate now with 1 out. Alfonso's ready to go. And here's the pitch. That one got away from him. Went all the way to the backstop, went over the top of the batter. That would definitely be a ball, right, Chris? I think Chris says yes. Chris says what? I said that one was definitely a ball. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Here's the pitch from Alfonso. That one's high and away for ball 2. Paratano standing in. Runners at the corners. One out. Here's the pitch from Alfonso. That one's high and away as well. So 3-0. One out. Nobody seems to be able to find the strike zone there on the DiamondDawgs. It's there somewhere. Some player's been calling a good play. Here's the pitch. That one's a strike. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, full count. I'm sorry, 1 strike. I was wishful thinking. I wanted 2. I'm like Pete now. I'm just going to start rambling because it's towards the end of the game. That one's outside. That loads the bases again. And there's only 1 out. So, looks like that brings number 8, Bowden Fernsler, up to the plate. Could use a real double play here right now. Anything. Here's a pitch from Alfonso. High and away. That one's hit hard to center field, drops in front of the center fielder. He fields it, throws it in the shortstop. 1 run scores. And bases are still loaded. So that brings number 6, Justin Levine, to the plate. Bases are loaded, 1 out. Scores now 18-0. Somebody said there would be days like this. I don't know. Yeah. That was a ball, by the way. Yeah, sorry. That's another ball. All right. I'm warming up. Chris, I'm going out there. I've got this. This old man can get out there and I can put it over the plate. I'm going out there. Let him. Oh no, I don't want to be reminded about me throwing the first pitch out one time. That one, we got a strike on that one. It went foul down the first baseline. I was hoping everybody would forget that. Here's the pitch from Alfonso. High and away for ball 3. 3-1. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Brings another run in. Just ugly isn't even the word. That brings to the plate number 4, Christian Cerrone. Even the Blue Sox dugout is quiet because they're just wondering if they're ever going to get to go home. It's 19-0 now. Josh is still throwing stuff in the trash. Here's a pitch from Alfonso. He called that one a strike, and that looked not even close, but we'll take it. Alfonso's ready to go again. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Nobody can really see it. Catcher's going for it. I think he got it to get in there. Yep. He caught it. We couldn't see it from the booth here, but finally out number 2 by Christian Cerrone. So that brings up Michael Flashnor, number 5. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled down the first baseline. Pretty hard for strike 1. There's 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Blue Sox are up 19-0. And I don't think I should be calling ball games again. The score is just out of control. Here's a pitch from Alfonso. That one is driven high and deep towards the center fielder, and he's underneath it, and he's got it. And finally, the longest inning ever is over. That's 3 outs. DiamondDawgs have a chance to score something or anything, and we'll be back in a minute.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber. They're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime. All right, we're back. So the reality of this score right here, bottom of the 7th inning, Blue Sox are up 19-0. The DiamondDawgs, before they get 3 outs, have to score 10 runs before they call the 10-run rule. So in other words, we'd have to get something on the board here to keep going. So coming to the plate, we've got, well, and that's the way to keep it going. That one's hit deep out to right field, over the right fielder's head. Going for second base. That's the only action we've seen tonight. Going for third base. And stand-up triple. I want to say that was Arias, right? All right. Pitch from first is outside. Got Wesley Alfonso. The pitcher for the DiamondDawgs is actually at the plate. It's a right-hand batter. Got a runner at third base. Here's the pitch from first. Outside corner for strike one. Counts now 1-1. Got a runner on third base for the DiamondDawgs. Haven't said that all night. Here's the pitch from first. Swing and a miss by Alfonso. Counts down 1-2. It's awfully quiet here. 19-0. DiamondDawgs have a runner at third base now. Need a lot more of them out there. Get the bat dog to run the bases a few times. We get some runs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's 1 out. DiamondDawgs are down to their last 2 outs here, unless they score a lot of runs. So Joe Crenshaw is coming to the plate. Crenshaw last time up had a strikeout, and prior to that he had a single. That one's called a strike. Same spot the umpires liked. A little high, a little outside. Nice wide strike zone. First is ready to go again. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Crenshaw needs to get a piece of something to get at least one run in there. First looks in and he pitches. That one's outside for ball one. Counts out 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Scores 19-0. DiamondDawgs have a runner on third base. First is looking in. Here's the pitch. That one is popped foul somewhere. Didn't see where it went. Nobody ran after it. That means it wasn't on the field. It's out there somewhere. Yeah, kids are chasing it down. It's out there on the tennis courts. Haven't even been many of those tonight. Here's the pitch from first. That one is hit towards the second baseman. He scoops it up, throws it over to first base in time for the runner to be out. But a run scores. There's 2 outs. And that should bring Aiden Streeter to the plate, I think. I don't know, we're getting a wave off here. I'm not sure what that is. Ah, the bad dog. He's still here. He's still doing his job. Streeter is at the plate. Bases are clean. 1 run's come in. Here's the pitch from first. That one is popped foul down the first baseline. Back over to those tennis courts. Kids ought to stay out there. There's a couple of them coming their way. Night is still young, right? That pitch is a little bit outside and low for ball one. Counts 1-1, 2 outs. That one's fouled back over that way again. That's 3 in a row for those kids out there. If they've stuck around, they might get a ball out there. It's been kind of dry out there tonight. Yep, they're running loose for it. There's 4 of them out there. 5, 6. And that's a strikeout, folks. And that is ball game. So Blue Sox win this one, 19-1. And the DiamondDawgs are going to be on the road, or they're going to be back here Thursday night at 6:35, and we will see you then.
We're out on the field and we're ready to play. We're all suited up, we got a game today. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play hard, gonna knock that ball right out of the yard. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! We got a guy on bird and nobody out. It's time to stand up, yes, it's time to shout. We're playing some ball and we're having some fun. Come on, boys, let's score that run. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! We're out on the field and we're ready to play. We're all suited up, we got a game today. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play hard. Gonna knock that ball right out of the yard. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! 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 Don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go,